Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently at peace. And this is weird. It has been a very long time since we've had a good peaceful period, and it's very, very necessary right now. We need to be working on our personal power, and that is exactly what we are doing. We're putting together a powerful capital county here. And we're not going to be doing either of these for right now. We are going to work up our prestige, but I think that what we should be really working on is things like this. We'll create this duchy, and that goes to this gentleman, de jure. And he becomes our vassal. That actually makes our vassal limit worse, I think. Perhaps. Okay, well, that's fine for now. We want to continue creating these and dealing with our vassal limit. We may have to toss these into kingdoms or just go conquer some kingdom titles at some point. But our vassals have been pushing our borders. You can, 75% of a large cattle herd, or we could just take the profit. 15 years of plus 20% development growth in our capital, though, is amazing. And that's what we're going to take. Fantastic. We do need a new chancellor, and this lady will go in, and she's going to remain on domestic affairs. This guy is terrible at his job, and we may want to... Can we imprison him? 4%. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Not great at all. He's terrible at his job. Of course, we put him there in order to keep him out of trouble, but... that'll be fine, I guess. So we're going to continue constructing over here, and once these castles finish up, which they're going to start soon, we're going to be having quite a cash outflow issue, as in there's going to be a lot of cash flowing out of our coffers and very little cash flowing into our coffers in comparison. So we're going to be a bit gold-starved. Luckily, we do have access to extorting subjects and selling minor titles periodically. We do need to start working on this castle holding, and to that end, all we're interested in here on these castle holdings, troops. That's it for right now. These in here are not going to be economic castles. So we're going to be going for probably hunting grounds. We're going to go for barracks and military camps, I think. Top priority is going to be the hunting grounds, though, because that will generate us additional gold, which will allow us to complete these that much faster. So this city is going to be finishing its guild halls. All of them are going to be finishing their guild halls in about 15 months. Ah, that terrible spy master died. Perfect. We are going to put this guy on the council. And he's going to be disrupting schemes. He is much better and much more loyal as well. So that is magnificent. Okay. I would like to create more titles and deal with this vassal limit issue, but I think that this is much more important right now. That said, dealing with that vassal issue would increase our apparent soldier count by a pretty dramatic margin. Maybe what we should do is just spend the gold that we get from selling minor titles and extorting subjects on creating those titles. And then the gold that we earn passively over time, that can be invested back into our capital duchy. I think that that's not a terrible concept. And for right now, I'm interested potentially in ransoming off some of these guys, if their opinion of us is high enough. Which it really kind of isn't, looking through these. Yeah, it's not great. This spy master died. Okay. We're going to put this lady in. So how are we doing on our investments over here? We're going to be seeing a lot of these finishing up soon. Our castle constructions are making good progress. And when can we extort our subjects? That will be in 3 years. But selling minor titles will be actually next month. About a month away. And that's something we're very interested in, trading prestige for gold. So that'll be fine, and that gold will of course be used to create some of these titles. Now, I would love to create these empire titles, and we may actually want to do that, but they're 1,000 gold, and right now the duchies are a better value proposition for me. It's not great. I would prefer to create the empire titles, but here we are. We're going to sell our minor titles, yielding unpredictable results. That finishes this mot. He's going to pay us 280 gold or 75 prestige. We're going to take the gold. Thank you very much. And that will allow us to immediately begin construction of a hunting grounds here. Fantastic. Now we have 933 gold, and of that, 780 roughly came from that event. So let's go ahead and create ourselves 3 duchies, and those will go over here. They're only recent titles. There we go. He'll remain our vassal. That doesn't really help our vassal limit, but it does boost up our prestige, and that is just as acceptable right now. We're going to create the Duchy of Mazovia. This is not within our territory, so we will give it to this guy instead. We'll grant him the Duchy of Mazovia. 2 vassals go with, which is helpful. We're also not going to send him a gift, but we'll try demanding conversion. It probably won't work, but we can create ourselves 1 more duchy from that, and so we shall. That will go to this gentleman. No, I don't want to imprison him. I want to grant him a title. That'll go to this gentleman. Okay. So we're now 3 direct vassals above our limit, which will increase our troop count. He wants a hook. I'm not going to bargain for his soul. Okay. Excellent. So obviously these 3 castles are good to go. And we do need to build this grand temple fairly soon. I think that we probably extort the subjects and use that gold to build the grand temple. You want an alliance, huh? I don't really care about him. So we're not going to do that as of this exact moment. How are we doing on these castle constructions here? Okay. The city constructions should be wrapping up very, very shortly. Where actually is our city over here? This is a castle. This is a castle. This is the city holding. It has finished here. So we should definitely be working on having these cities be focused on economy. There's no doubt about that. So what are we going to build here? We are going to build pastoral lands and hunting grounds, I think. We can't build farmland over here. It's not great, but we're constrained by our scenario. I said previously that this has to be our capital, just because of the whole Mongol thing. So we're not going to be moving our capital, even though I am well aware that this is not a perfect spot for our capital. We're going to be working under these constraints. So we do need to have these cities get as economic as possible. They're not going to be great, and most of our economy is going to come from vassal taxes in the later portions, and probably church holdings as well. Church holdings is very valuable here. There's no doubt about that. But our domain is not going to be particularly good on the cash front. Our domain is mostly going to be focused on getting us troop numbers, because that is the most important thing right now. So we are building this castle up over here, and we're also building this castle, and we are working on constructions on a lot of different locations. Now, I do want to check in on our succession. This is perfect. If we created more empire titles, it might be slightly problematic. If we get the 1,000 gold before things are finished constructing over here, we may well start constructing the Grand Temple. This is amazing, and we really do need to build this as quickly as we can. We probably should save up for it, actually. I mean, considering we're making 42 gold per month right now, that's not awful. Not awful at all, but we have a lot of things that we want to spend money on because we spent so long in the past... I don't know, what was that, 60, 70 years just fighting an internal civil war the whole time? It was insane. There was a lot that was done there, for sure. But all we're really interested in right now is cementing our power in the region. This guy is keeping secrets from us. Reveal it. He's a witch. Okay. Well, that's something we might be able to use against him. We do need to construct over here, and this is still within step, so it has to be pastoral lands and hunting grounds. We're going to build the hunting grounds first because it's cheaper and they create the same amount of wealth, at least at this stage. There's also this one over here that needs its pastoral, actually its hunting grounds as well. There we go. Fantastic. We can host a feast, but I do want to extort our subjects. That's not going to be in for another 2 years, which makes me sad. This guy left the prison. That makes me sad too. Do we think we can get away with doing ransoms right now? We're in a better position than we were by a pretty wide margin. And it would net us a lot of gold. I'm very tempted. Another son? Let's do it. Okay, so yeah, we'll accept that invitation, and look at all this gold. Fantastic. With that, we're going to immediately invest in a grand temple. That'll take 5 years to build, and we also need to build over here. So this castle currently has a hunter's lodge. We need to build a barracks and a military camp at this point, I feel like. Watchtowers gives us garrison, but what we really want is levy troops. Heavy infantry and spearmen aren't great. Do our horse archers count as archers for this damage? They're considered skirmishers. So that would be good for our skirmisher damage and pursuit. So we'll go ahead and build the military camps then. Sounds good. And getting this grand temple constructing in our capital is so unspeakably huge. Like, I can't even overstate how big of a deal that is. Getting that done needed to happen badly. So this castle is going to be done soon enough, and of course, once that happens, then we're going to build ourselves the hunting grounds there. And we're definitely improving our strength at this point. This is getting much, much better. 35 more days on that. This castle holding will be done soon enough. Looks good. So we're just going to pour a lot of gold into particularly our capital county, but our capital duchy as well is going to need some. The question is, are we going to build extra cities up here for economic purposes? Maybe not. Maybe we build the extra cities down over here. Have this be our economic duchy. We can build multiple cities in these, right? We may not personally hold them, but yeah, we can build them. Okay, so that's probably what we want to do. We also want to talk to this gentleman over here. Now, we are allied to him, and I don't really see a way to unally him. So maybe we could murder him a bit. These odds aren't tremendous. We can see how it's going to go with the agents and decide whether we actually want to do this or not. This is fine. $150 gold and 71 gold. Do it. Okay. Excellent. So we'll get those two in. Did it not bribe them? Oh, they're considering the proposal. Okay, we're paused. That would help. Okay, there we go. So they joined the scheme. Perfect. Now, we do have this faction brewing, and this isn't surprising. We figured that we would probably see something along the lines of this when we ransomed all of those people. However, this isn't as bad as I expected it to be. In fact, if we can get this guy out of this faction... 2% right now. A gift would only net us 21 opinion. He wants to be on the council. He's a decent marshal. He's actually better than the guy we have right now. I'm going to put him on. This guy's not going to be happy. Can we move this guy over to be Spy Master? He's bad at it, but we might want to keep him on the council for now. So we swap these two. Can I just search for him? Okay, so Gerdida. Okay, that's not how you do that. Have to actually click on this. Pressing enter doesn't do it. Okay, so we swap these two. Now, he's bad at that job. But we can then get rid of this search. Perfect. And now we can assign in Yabgu here. Excellent. So that boosts him up to 27 opinion of us. So that's 52%. We're now going to send him a gift. Yeah, that's 150 gold that I don't want to give away. But that's now a 73% chance that he'll convert. Let's see what he does. He wants a hook. He's already on the council. He may try to lower his feudal obligations, but I accept. And also, the Prince of Lithuania wants an alliance. I decline that. Okay, so this guy will leave this faction. There we go. And that's no longer a problem. Fantastic. Now, we do need to construct hunting lodges over here, and we'll go ahead and do that. Wonderful. So, our troop count has come up pretty dramatically already. And we do need to deal with this vassal limit at some point, but that's fine for now. We can go through these, check for additional 100%ers. This reset its position. Ooh, here's one. We'll imprison that guy. 90% there. 85. They're not 100%, but that's okay. Okay, so we'll now ransom this guy back to himself and get a free 50 gold. Magnificent. Now, I'm not going to re-ransom all of these, I don't think. For a favor? Sure, I guess that doesn't matter. I'm not going to ransom these vassals. This guy's not our vassal, he's just our rival. No, he is our vassal. Okay, he's our vassal and our rival. We're not getting rid of him. We're going to keep him. Any others in here? Wouldn't accept. Wouldn't accept. Okay. Sounds good. So we now need to begin working on military camps over here. And so we shall. Wonderful. What else do we have going on in this region? I mean, we need cash. But many of these are... Actually, all of these are under construction. We're not under construction here. We're waiting on the pastoral lands. Okay, so we just need a little bit more gold here. 2 more month ticks will do the trick. Sounds good. 300 gold on this well-timed bribe, huh? Only a 62% chance of remaining undetected. That's too risky. And I don't want to pay the gold. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way. About 22 months. That's fine. We can't upgrade to level 2s yet, but that's because we need manorialism. And we're going to have our pastoral lands here on the next income tick. There we go. So there's that constructing. Fantastic. And there's this shrine up here, but that's maxed out as well. It's got military outposts there, which I don't really care for, but I guess it's okay. Who is this guy? He is our prisoner and vassal. He's at -7 opinion of us. He's actually Caberite, so I'm going to reject his ransom for gold And I am interested in negotiating release if he'll convert, but he won't. So he stays in prison. I don't want to release any Kabarites if we can help it. I know I probably did when I mass ransomed, but it was worth it to get that sweet, sweet Grand Temple. We can demand a payment from this guy, and so we shall. That's 50 gold. Fantastic. Oh, we can transfer this Countess. We should definitely do that since we're above our vassal limit. Yeah, I'll attend your feast. Excellent. So we can ransom these two prisoners. They're both vassals and both khans, so hard pass on that one. Gain a weak hook on this guy? Sure. And we can demand payment from him. Perfect. Okay, so how are things going up over... Oh, this guy escaped the prison. This lady, actually. Okay, sure, she's Tengri. I guess that's fine. No, please, do go on. Wonderful. So what is our overall, like, base domain limit? We should figure that out. So it's going to be 5 currently, and then once we get bailiffs, it'll be 6. Once we get guilds, it'll be 7. And once we get late medieval, it'll be 8. Okay. And then, are we going to get anything from anything else? I mean, other than our stewardship? Potentially. We're probably going to continue to marry wives for their stewardship skill. I mean, I say continue. That's not what's happening here. But that's probably something that we're going to start doing in this playthrough. We did that previously. And that is very, very helpful for us. I'm just trying to decide when we might want to build holdings up here. I mean, this is a total of 4 additional, right? So with 4 additional, this is going to be 7 of 7 once this finishes construction. That would put us up to 11, but 4 additional is handled with 1, 2, 3, and then a wife who is high stewardship should easily get us 4. So in theory, we can build all of these castles, just not necessarily right now. We'll need the technology, and that's fine. That will take us some time. And bailiffs will be done in 21 years, manorialism in 26. Mangonels and burrs are also high priorities here. We'll see what bailiffs exposes next. It'll be interesting to be sure. Can we extort our subjects? Yes, we can. Now, where are my loyal subjects? 500 gold? Okay. Not perfect, but I guess it will do. Blackmail, huh? She's very upset at us. Mostly because she wants a seat on the council. On decline, what does this actually do? This will just be like an opinion malice. I mean... What does this give her? A weak hook? She's probably just going to put herself on the council. I accept. I think that's okay. We'll see what she does with it. I mean, that's going to be the main question, is what is she going to do with it? We have low county control up here. What is that county control? 58. We should definitely be working on that. So let's go ahead and get our marshal increasing control over here. I didn't notice when that dropped. Hide tents have been constructed over here. There's a lot of things happening all at once, but that's over here. So that's our military camps built there. And I then want to put in barracks here. Fantastic. Now with this gold, I would like to continue to create some of these titles. The Duchy of Kazakh over here will be magnificent, hopefully. Hopefully this will give a good number of... Nope, no reduction of vassal count at all. I'm sad. Well, we'll try Zabulistan, and let's see what that does. At the very least, we are making prestige, which is fine. So we'll grant this guy the duchy. He'll remain our vassal, and no vassals transfer with. And nothing there. Okay. That's sad. That is quite sad. We can transfer them into kingdoms, but for now, we're just going to not do that. And we'll see what this ends up looking like in a bit. Now, we do have a faction potentially brewing, and what is this? Peasant rabble. I don't care. Nothing we can do to stop it, but they're also not very powerful. It's completely fine. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, they discovered our scheme. Unfortunate. But next episode, we are going to see about bringing additional people into this scheme because they discovered it. We'll bring this guy in, and we will get ourselves that duchy, and that will be absolutely fantastic. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.